Thanks for joining us for this design demo from Pioneer Imports and Wholesale. The project we're working on today is one that is in very high demand, we know, in the marketplace at this point, and that's one of a foliage wall. Foliage walls, flower walls, wow, they're all the rage right now. And the question is, how do you make a flower wall that is easy to transport and really versatile? We obviously have seen some that you have to go on site and try to build and make sure it's the proper size, or you build it in your shop and you say, how in the heck am I going to transport that? I'm going to need a truck to get it where I'm going. So what we've come up with was a project that is, you're taking a 4x8 piece of, whether it's plywood or a thick melamine board like this, and you're going to cut that in 4 pieces. It's going to give you 4 pieces that are 2x4. So it makes it much more easy to manage these when you deliver it, easy to put into your delivery van and get where you're going. Once you get in place, then you're just going to fasten them together and you're good to go. So what we've done is to use the board, take a 2x4 and cut a channel down the center of the board. And as you can see, what we have constructed here are the 2x4s, make our frame, and then we have slid this in the center to hold it in place. Do all 4, or your 3 sides, and then your 4th one you're going to put on the place, and then you're going to screw those together. This makes an excellent frame for you to build on. Next, what we've done is taken a 1-inch thick piece of styrofoam. And this surface that we have here that we've painted now is styrofoam. So now it allows us to be able to actually pick the pieces of greenery right into the styrofoam. The beauty of the way that this is constructed, it allows us to do the same thing on the back side. So if you want to create a structure that literally people can walk down both sides of, and they're walking through kind of an aisle that will have greens on both sides, or flowers on one side and greens on the other. So this really is a versatile setup, and so now we're going to go ahead and start putting the foliage together. But this is the basic construction. What we're going to be using are several bushes from Pioneer that are just going to be excellent for this project. We have the Dieffenbachia, we have the split leaf philodendron, we have a hanging succulent, kind of a string of pearls. We have the bush that's green and white in a nice hanging bush. We have that also in another color. We're going to show you that in just a minute. But the key to making this work easily is when you're removing the leaves from the plant. We've actually done that with our bolt cutter. Makes it a lot easier because we know these are really constructed on here well, so we're basically cutting this off. And once I remove that, I want to be careful and make sure that this is a smooth stem, and oftentimes if it's not so smooth or if it's just a blunt cut, take an extra minute and just cut those at an angle, because then when we insert this into the plastic or the styrofoam, it's going to stay in place for us. The product we're going to work with at first is a Coleus. This is a variegated Coleus, nice plant to work with. You can see that I'm going to be inserting these horizontally into this foam because it goes right into the styrofoam and hits that plywood backing, and then it stays in place. Very rarely do I even have to glue these in because they stay so well. For wanting something to go in here, it's going to go over our edge. Our next product is the hanging bush that we have cut apart already, and this is in the brown-green combination, or burgundy green combo. going to fill in with our Dieffenbachia leaves. As you can see, this is going to cover a lot of area pretty fast, which is great. So our last little section, we're going to use the similar vine that we used, the same vine actually, but now in the cream green for this lower color. Okay, now we have everything filled in. We've covered our surface. And what we want to do now is add a little bit of layering to this. And for that, we're going to use, on the dark, we're going to use a pepperberry foliage. And this is great because it's giving us the same coloration, but it's adding that layering, just more of a realistic look. Of course, we know when something's growing on the wall, it's always not just one thing. And much in the same way, we're going to use the hanging succulent here over the green. Now, to be able to really see the effect of what this wall is going to look like, we're going to take this and put it together with 3 other sections so you can see how it's really going to look. So now we've moved outside to show you the panel and how it fits into the big picture. One of the 4, which you could see you could extend even further to have a nice background for a photo wall. You could just use this and incorporate pipe and drape or something to continue on, or just make a massive wall and keep going with it. So basically what we've done is we've added the 2 together and used long screws with the screwdriver to bring them together so that they're nice and solid. At the base I have small feet, but basically to show you, it's basically a shelf bracket, and those are at the base. Get them in the different colors, the different size, depending on the traffic that's in the area, how stable it needs to be. With the feet out like this, basically you're just going to put some plants at the base so nobody knocks it over. So as you can see, it's a beautiful wall, easy to transport in the 2x4 sections, and make a great addition to any event or party.